Breaking news! Something just happened inside the Ravens locker room that absolutely no one saw coming. Not the media, not the fans, not even some of the players themselves. And it wasn't the coaches who pulled the trigger. It was Lamar Jackson. A move so unexpected, so bold, that it's flipping the entire tone of the season on its head. What he did goes way beyond football. This was about respect, focus, and legacy. And it might just be the most important decision of his career. But before we get into the full story, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, drop a comment that says, "Go Ravens," right now, because this one's about to get real. Lamar Jackson is officially back, and he's not just back in uniform, he's back with a purpose. After missing time due to a hamstring injury, the first such injury of his NFL career, Lamar is suiting up to face the Dolphins in his home state of Florida. He confirmed at the podium what John Harbaugh had been hinting at for weeks. He's good to go. The hamstring's healed, the energy's high, and the Ravens leader is more locked in than ever before. But what nobody expected was how seriously he's taking this next stretch of the season. In a stunning move that has Ravens fans buzzing, Lamar Jackson revealed that he personally ordered the removal of all games and entertainment equipment from the team facility. Ping pong tables? Gone. Video games? Gone. TVs? Almost gone too. If he had his way, they'd be out as well. He told Kinnico, the Ravens head equipment manager, to shut it all down. That wasn't a directive from Harbaugh or the coaching staff. It was a player-led decision, and it came straight from the top of the team's player hierarchy. Lamar said, "We had to focus. I didn't feel like it was the time for that." Let that sink in. In an era where team culture often includes a balance of work and play, Lamar Jackson has made it clear, this is not the time for play. The only games the Ravens need to be focused on are the ones happening on the grass. He acknowledged that players weren't necessarily being unserious, but he just didn't think now was the time for distractions. This isn't about being the fun team. This is about being the team that wins. It's a massive statement, and it came as a surprise to many, especially given Lamar's generally laid-back public persona. Most fans assumed that if the locker room games were removed, it was a coaching decision. Marlon Humphrey was actually the first to leak the information, revealing on his podcast that it was Lamar Jackson who made the call. That's leadership. That's ownership. And it shows a level of accountability that even Lamar's harshest critics can't ignore. He's not just putting pressure on himself, he's setting a tone for the entire team. When your franchise quarterback is making these kinds of sacrifices, when he's willing to say no to comfort and yes to grind, how can anyone else in the building not follow suit? It's a challenge to every Raven in that locker room to rise to the moment. And let's not forget what Lamar's absence meant. Tyler Huntley filled in admirably, and fans were vocal from the jump that Huntley should have started over Cooper Rush. And when Huntley finally got a shot, he proved them right. He held it down. But Lamar returning means the Ravens are back at full strength. It means the MVP caliber presence is back behind center. And now, with Lamar taking charge not only on the field but off it, the bar has been raised. That decision didn't come out of nowhere. It was calculated, intentional, and speaks volumes about where Lamar Jackson believes this team is, and more importantly, where it needs to go. We've seen flashes of this version of Lamar before. Remember that moment a couple seasons ago when Marlon Humphrey was celebrating a win on IG Live, and Lamar told him, "Nah, we need to lock in"? That wasn't a one-off. That was a seed planted. And now, we're seeing it bloom into something much bigger. This version of Lamar isn't just here to put up stats or make highlight reels. He's here to make a statement. He's here to carry Baltimore on his back, again, but this time with more intention and maturity than ever before. And it's not just about leading by performance, it's about leading by example. His actions are screaming louder than any pregame speech could. He even thanked team owner Steve Bisciotti for putting the TVs and entertainment in the locker room in the first place, then added that if he could have had them taken out too, he would have. Think about that. Lamar wasn't just trying to win games, he's trying to change the entire atmosphere of the organization, even if just temporarily. He made it clear, we don't need no games up in here. The only games we need to play are out there on the grass. That level of focus is contagious, and it sets a powerful tone heading into the Thursday night showdown with Miami. And what a moment for a comeback. Lamar returning to Florida, facing off against Tua Tagovailoa and a Dolphins team known for their explosiveness. It's like the script wrote itself. The Ravens are 1-0 since he returned, and now all eyes are on how far this version of the team can go with Lamar at the helm, laser-focused and running the show on every level. But this also raises eyebrows at the coaching staff. Why didn't John Harbaugh make this decision? Why did it take Lamar Jackson, a player, to recognize that the team needed a mentality shift? And what does it say about the dynamic in Baltimore that players like Marlon Humphrey are the ones revealing this kind of intel on their podcasts before coaches address it publicly? Let's not forget, This team has faced heavy criticism in the past couple of seasons, not just for performance, but for preparation and leadership. Questions about Lamar's leadership have lingered around national media circles for years. He's too quiet. He doesn't speak up enough. Well, nobody's saying that now. Not after this. This is Lamar Jackson commanding the culture and showing that he's the voice in the room that matters. When he speaks, things change. Literally. And you can feel it. That Dolphins game isn't just another game. It's a measuring stick. A test of whether this team can carry the mindset Lamar is instilling all the way to January, and maybe even February. The players are locked in. The quarterback is locked in. And the stakes? They're only getting higher. What's even more interesting is how Lamar's leadership is being received. There's no pushback. No whispers of resentment. Instead, there's praise. There's admiration. There's a genuine sense that this team is willing to follow him, even if it means losing some locker room fun. Because when your leader is willing to sacrifice, it becomes a lot harder to justify complaining or slacking off. That's how culture gets built. And while we're talking culture, let's not overlook the defense either. This Ravens unit just held the Bears to a single rushing touchdown, no passing scores. They've given up 17, then 16 points in back-to-back games. And now, the test gets tougher. Can they keep the streak alive and hold a dynamic offense like Miami to 15 or less? Zach Orr's defense has turned a corner. And while injuries have piled up, especially along the defensive line, this is the kind of momentum Baltimore desperately needed. Still, the bigger story isn't about XS and OS. It's not even about injuries. It's about belief. It's about a team beginning to believe in its leader again, not because he's flashy or loud, but because he's serious. Because he's committed. Because he's doing things that go far beyond what's required. And here's the thing, this moment, this leadership stance from Lamar Jackson, it might just be the tipping point the Ravens have needed all season. It's not just about removing distractions, it's about changing priorities. Lamar didn't just clear out the games and entertainment to be a disciplinarian. He did it because he knows exactly where this team stands, and more importantly, how thin the margin for error is moving forward. We're entering the most critical part of the season. Every snap matters. Every missed block, every blown coverage, every wasted possession, it all stacks up. And if the Ravens want to make a statement to the rest of the league, it starts with eliminating complacency. That's what Lamar did. He sent a message without yelling, without calling anybody out by name. He led by example. That's powerful. And if the locker room responds the right way, if they internalize that fire Lamar just lit, we could be looking at something special. Something the rest of the league isn't ready for. But now I ask you, do you believe this was the move that changes everything? Could this be the exact spark that fuels a Ravens playoff surge and silences every critic? Let me know in the comments.